Hey everybody, welcome to the Stage Couch. We're doing a remote interview here with Jojo Lash from the band Wookiefoot. And I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with them because they're pretty out there these days. And I guess I got about a handful of questions here, so we'll start out with number one. I know your real name's not Jojo Lash, and I'm not going to reveal your real name, but do you and will you reveal your real name or not?
What's awesome about that is just the other day I got up on Google, and they have these things where you can like search names, and I put my name in, and nothing came up. Like everyone, all my family, my whole family tree came up, everyone I know came up, but I'm not even in the system. I don't even have a Facebook page, and yet I'm kind of on there.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's the way it's going to be.
Okay, good. So your real name is still on the DL.
I got a great lawyer name. When this rock star thing doesn't work out, you'll see me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, I do have an inside scoop on that. I know people who knew you before you were JoJo, but I'm not telling. So your official listing on the CDs is co-conspirator. Now that leaves a lot of room for interpretation. I'm just wondering how much exactly the song smithing do you do? And just tell us an example of what is yours out of the song, if you would.
That's interesting, because we're in the process of recording, our 7th album now.
Sure.
And our process is interesting because really it's been me and Mark, my best friend for, 22 years.
Right.
And we didn't always make music. We actually lived on a sailboat together and traveled, and we were doing other wily things. And really, we were philosophy students and religious students. So what we really do is, part of our trick is we just conspire to have mad conversations together, and the conversations mold into these concepts. And one of the things I do for Mark, because Mark's really a musical genius, who's one of these guys who can pick up any instrument and play it and annoys the crap out of you.
Right, yeah.
Is that I've always been his #1 fan. And he's a little, you interviewed him earlier, he's a little shy, he's a really humble guy.
Very much
humble
so.
to a fault. Because he'll write something amazing and he'll be like, no, I don't want to share it. And that's where I come in. I'm like, what? You're totally sharing that. And he's like, well, I don't know what are we going to say? I'm like, well, this is what we're going to say. We start to have these conversations and we really hammer out these ideas. And so right now in the writing process, we write out, and we normally do, Mark's really kind of like a soundscaper. And he really does, he could do, should be soundscaping for movies and stuff. He's really thematic. So we actually, in our first album, and a couple of other albums were concept albums, like The Story of Nothing to Monkey. We have a comic book with it. So it's really, we sit down and conceive an entire outline for the album first, without any instruments. It's a conversation we have. And that's really where me and Mark work together. It's like, this is the ideas, and we start to shape a whole theme, and then we start to break things we want to break into. Like in our last, or in Activate, where we did kind of a play off the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and kind of like the psychology of death and going through the process of acceptance. So we started breaking down, identifying like anger, and then what's the anger song going to be like, and escaping on that, and how to, and then we had the Dr. Seuss theme through it, so we had the whole, and telling it in parables, and also researching a lot of parables, and really bringing back a lot of stories that are timeless. Finding 2,000-year-old Lao Tzu stories about a little bird, and translating that. And so really it's the conversation that's being in soundscape. And that's what me and Mark that's just what we did.
That's your big, okay, wow, that's a super, I never even imagined the writing being like that. That's really interesting.
It's inside out.
The concept.
Yeah, and you can feel it. I mean, we've never been accused of not being wordy. And so when you get into the albums, there's a lot to it, and it has to do because really it's a conversation that's being had, that you're hearing.
So you've been traveling a lot. Where have you been recently, and what's the highlights?
Oh man, shoot, yeah, we have been traveling a lot. I've been able to be, because it's not really my fantasy to be a rock star. I kind of fell into it again, being Mark's #1 fan. Sure. So I'm kind of the designated fool. Like, I'm out there just to get Mark out there. And in recent years, he's just charging on his own. So I'm living my dream, which is traveling the world. And as we have this charity festival, it's allowed me to be the ambassador for the charity, and I go out traveling, and I'm able to find places to put the money at. And so it's taken me all around the world, and that's my passion, that's my love, and it's been really nice to be able to bring that back into the music. And recently, I'm having a love affair with Indonesia, and I had a love affair with India. There's so much to be had in different places, and Sri Lanka, Costa Rica, Hawaii, woo! Come on.
Nice, yeah. So, Be the Change, what was your part in the development and setting that up and getting that going? Other than as an ambassador, were you much of a force behind that?
Well, the whole charity came out because for a number of years, as most bands do, typically our meal tickets assigned to selling alcohol to people at a club. I mean, that's how we get paid. You come to the club, and the club's hiring us because you guys are buying alcohol, and that's great, and the party's great. But after a while, you're just like, really? That's my job,
Yeah, that's
So
a little shallow.
we ran into Michael Franti and his crew a while back, and we got to go on a mission with them to Brazil to raise some funds for some street kids down there in the favelas, and their whole crew changed our lives. So we start to see the power of music and the influence of positive music, and what he's doing through the mission, the charity work, and that just changed us. And we immediately just realized that there is a different direction we can take. So immediately we just started. We already had one festival going, and we realized that we could, in a volunteer kind of like barn raising community effort, put this other event on called Project Earth, and that's been going on now for a number of years, and we're up to $300,000 that we've raised on it. So that's been, and it's been healing. Obviously, it's healing to take money into international communities that need it, but it's been super healing for our community at home, just for everyone to feel the impact we're having. Like, it's party and save the planet, and that's just the ill concept. I mean,
I can testify to that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
A very energy uplifting experience there this year.
Yeah.
So
it's
testify.
I mean, a lot of this is just unfolding. There is no plan, and we're really community based. A lot of people want to know what's the plan, where are we going, and we're like, we're on the leading edge of the wave. We don't really know where it's going, but we have a lot of faith because look where we're at.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Briefly, tell me about your feelings on the 2012 change, this prophecy change, and what's your interpretation, just briefly?
Well, I think it's pretty clear. I mean, it's exciting to get a couple of these in our lifetime because we had the big Y2K thing.
Right.
And now we get and there'll always be something, but I'm excited about it because it's definitely, the truth is, it's the end of a 50,000 year cycle, which people who lived many, many moons ago were able to identify. And it's pretty fucking outrageous, and so it's definitely, that's true, it's coming to an end, but that doesn't mean in a circle, we're the only silly people who could look at a circle and see an end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's, obviously I'm like, and it's the beginning, and we get to be at the beginning to set the intention for a new 50,000 year cycle. It doesn't get any more hype than that. I mean, come on, y'all. So I'm totally excited about it. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm embracing it. I'm asking the question, like, what are we bringing into the new 50,000 year cycle? What are we going to call the next era? The third door, the opening.
Nice. So do you want to talk about farming? We've had a conversation recently, and you said you really enjoy growing food.
Bro, we got some seeds in the ground out in Hawaii, and part of your brain's there all the time. I don't care what you're doing. It's like being a dad. You're like, oh, my kid, is it raining? Are they doing? Because I'm only there a part of the year. And it was really powerful because we got this land co-op going with Chris Berry, who's another performer.
Nice.
It's all entrusted to charity, and the mission is to be a musical cultural center. And so we're, it's a slow process. You know what farming is.
Sure, yeah.
You can't rush seeds. You got to go at the speed of earth, y'all. We tried to go faster than the speed of seed, and it ain't gonna work. So we got to slow down. So I'm trying to slow down and get patient with it, But it's been awesome because we had some woofers, some volunteers come out, and we had a permaculture teacher come out, and people were working on our land. And I was just sitting there watching people put their energy into food that's going to be growing into our community. It just felt so good. It just felt like this hands-on creation, It's so impacting. I love it. It's crucial.
Yeah,
we're learning.
Gardening for me is like one of my favorite things as well. So I totally.
Well, you're hired, bro. We need some skill sets, man. That's why we're in Hawaii, because it's simple in Hawaii. You throw something on the ground, that shit's growing. You can't stop it, And I get the idea of picking fruit, I can get that. Papaya, coconut, avocado. This is my language, you know what I'm saying? So I think, and I'm a fisherman too. We used to live on a sailboat, so aloha.
Nice. So this one through Mark, guys, if you were on a deserted island and you could only pick one book and one band's catalog of CDs,
who would it be? It would be, hands down, the book would be Siddhartha.
Okay, nice.
And I mean, when I was sailing on my first trip, that was the only book I had on the boat. Man, I must have read that a lot, like 20 times, So.
Nice.
And it's just crucial read. As far as the music, that's a funny one because Mark probably told you this, but we don't really listen to a lot of music, which is hilarious. But in a way, I think that's why we're kind of unique in a way, if I can say that. But I couldn't really imagine going, taking life seriously without Bob Marley in my diet. So I'm just gonna go with a safe answer on that.
Nice, nice. Mark's answer, if you're interested, was the Beatles.
Oh, respect. I can see that.
Yeah, nice. So I'm gonna skip around a little on my questions here. So when you're up there on the stage, what the heck are you thinking? Because you sometimes it looks like you're getting crazy out there, and I'm just wondering, what's in your head?
For real?
What is Jojo thinking?
No, that ain't true. Is that true?
Oh yeah, true. Check the videos.
My job's not to think, When it's on, it's just on. It's like, it's feel it time, and that's a big thing about, again, I'm not really a musician, that's not what I'm trying to do. So I'm really a conduit. I play the crowd, so I'm there to just make this connection happen, and the way Mark writes and these mantras and getting everyone singing, I'm just I'm a crowd fluffer. What you got? So I'm in it. I'm in it to win it, and I'm stoked.
That's awesome. I love that answer. That's great. So let's see here. So some of your fans are like fanatical. I know a lot of people have tattoos and who like really have shaped their lives around the lyrics and lifestyle that you guys promote. Is that a scary responsibility sometimes?
No, man, I feel bad for all them, man. Our mission's really, we're gonna be a boy band in a few years, and like everyone's gonna be stuck with those damn tattoos and shit. And it's just like, so I'm trying to cover up with some cover-up art for those people, No, it's like, no, it's it's an honor, let's face it, I feel like we become the next generation of elders in our community, and I'm an old rainbow kid, and we got, that whole style was like honoring the elders, coming down with the information, form the circle, passing the feather, all of it, welcome home, Kitty Village. And that's what we're trying to bring into our festivals. And I looked around and I'm like, shit, I'm one of the oldest cats out here, And so immediately you get that feeling of like, how the hell did this happen? And
you have to be an elder. You don't have a choice.
There it is, and so you got and it forces you to live up. So really, it makes you a better person. You got to be like, all right, I got to represent. So no, I'm cool with it. The tough part is just watching all these crazy new chemicals come into the scene and feeling like, in our day, we got to be free and experiment and be wild. And I think it was a little bit of a more controlled atmosphere. And now I feel bad, some kids find their way in the scene and they're strapped down to a gurney, getting hauled out, you're thinking, damn, they're good. We just created a young Republican, I'm like, what just happened here, So.
Which sort of leads into the next question. The festival scene these days, how do you feel about it? Do you see it is it evolving, or do you see it dissolving? Or is it like two edges of a sword sometimes between festivals?
Well, I see what I know about life and everything, and that's that it's dualistic by nature, and I see everything is going in both ways at all times. So it reflects into the scene. It's definitely everything's speeding up and polarizing, and so I see amazing high things. People come in with the sacred geometry and the next level artwork, and people coming in with mantras and seeing the yoga happening and all the dance and the poi and the fire coming. This is tribal. This is primal. Like you got the drums coming. It's all happening. And then you got this other kind of lost scene. Again wrapped up in kind of the let's party. But the thing about the festival, its crucialness is not everyone's going to go to the Rainbow Gathering. And the festival to me is coming to you, and it's the first time that people find each other, because a lot of people are feeling like this Babylon system isn't really working, but they don't really know, there's no other alternative for people. They come out, they have a connection with something, they're feeling something here, but they can't quite identify with what it is. And that's where I feel like our mission is to try to grab everyone and lead them into, again, nothing any one person saying, it's just all the truths that have been said throughout time, and be there to catch these kids as they're coming in, waking up and looking for their family and being like, what the hell's going on? And we're all supporting each other to, that crazy shit's going on, and we're not going back there. We don't know what we're doing, we don't know where we're going, but at least we have each other at the moment. And that's about, that's what I'm trying to hope for in there. So I fully believe in it.
Nice. So as a teenager, we all listen to things that we generally don't want to reveal to the world. Would you reveal to the world a band that you listen to as a teenager who might surprise us with what you're doing?
Probably wouldn't surprise y'all, but me and Mark met in guitar class back in high school. I used to play guitar. Well, not really. I had a guitar. But
I have a guitar.
Right? And so, but we were this is funny. We had a history class together, and back in my day, you would like watch a movie and they put a tape in. You had to sync the tape.
Oh yeah.
Well, I ripped the tape out, and Mark took the tape out, and I handed him my docking tape. Yeah, that's right. I had a docking tape, and we put it in, and that was kind of almost how we met. It was putting that on in history class, and our history teacher going, "What the hell?" You can imagine. But no, I was a huge Scorpions fan. What?
Nice. The zoo. Welcome to the zoo. Awesome stuff.
Scorpions.
Scorps.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right on.
You know, but that's our generation.
I like them too. Yeah, I really like them too. And my patented last question: cage fight to the death, Superman and Batman.
I don't know.
Who's gonna win?
I don't know anything about that, but you know, I would definitely try to get them into a hug off. Is what I try to do. And in the hug off, that gets really interesting. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of feeling a little bit, you know, the bear hug style. But you know, what do I know?
Okay.
I can't judge either one of them.
You don't want to judge a fight. I can see you're a peaceful man.
You know, I'm trying. You know, I'm trying.
Awesome. Well, Jojo Lash, this has been a lot of fun, and thank you for taking the time to be on the stage couch. And folks, we hope you enjoyed this and come back and catch more interviews in the future, and maybe someday we'll have Wookiefoot for a live stream show for you guys. So look for us in the future.
Be fearless play, family.